The way I remember all the stories of Admiral Byrd is he took a solo flight to the North Pole first and found the opening to inner Earth. That's new to me. Cool story, bro. That story is the one where he sees green fields and mountains that shouldn't exist. Then 2 UFOs take control of his aircraft and land him to meet their leader or president. The second time is Operation High Jump, where he commanded a US fleet to Antarctica to the last remaining Nazis, but instead got attacked and almost destroyed by UFOs. I could be remembering it wrong.
The way I remember all of the stories of Admiral Byrd as he took a solo flight to the North Pole first and found the opening to inner Earth. That story is the one where he sees green fields and mountains that shouldn't exist, and 2 UFOs take control of his aircraft and land him to meet their leader or president. The second time is Operation High Jump, where he commanded a US fleet to Antarctica to find the last remaining Nazis, but instead got attacked and almost destroyed by UFOs. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I just want some attention. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I'm pulling it out of my ass. 1958, Operation Deep Freeze 3. My dad was the guy who found the snow cruiser. He said they slept in it. They buried it for later retrieval and it was never found again. He told me he hot-rodded an M29 Weasel with a bigger engine from a Dodge Power Wagon that had fallen down a crevasse. They used it to pull sleds to a hot spring, but it took an entire day to get there and a day to get back. He said they sent a diver down in the hot spring and didn't find anything living, so it was a fun day off and they did round trips every few days. People who are in Antarctica now say there are no hot springs. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I just want some attention. But I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I'm talking out of my ass. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I just want some attention. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering. I could be remembering it wrong. Or I'm talking out of my ass. Crazy screaming and yelling, panic, freak out. The popular small grays come from under the earth. They have always been here, all the clues are there. They prefer to operate at night. Their crafts are said to be pitch black within. Those big black or red eyes of theirs are supposedly actually a protective layer for their light-sensitive eyes. They are small in stature, meaning they can fit entire spaces and sustain themselves or less. They smell strongly of either sulfur or ammonia, which are very prevalent smells in deep caves. They are the most prevalent sightings, by far suggesting a constant presence. Their crafts are often seen coming in and out of either the sea or mountainsides. I could be remembering it wrong. I could be remembering. I could be remembering it wrong, or I'm just a nut job who wants to feel important. I'm not making it up. This is all actually true. Like my comment, validate me. I'm so lonely, so very lonely. I've never felt the touch of a woman. I need more Mountain Dew.
Oh, it's the best thing I've ever read. And I've read The Godfather. But that, mwah, that's amazing. Oh, the replies. That's how I remember it too.
Let's freaking go!
Forgot to turn the microphone on, but that's all right because the intro works. Huzzah! Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buckatorium. Good to see you all. Hope you've had a marvellous day or having a lovely morning, or if you like monkey, cat, pat, pat, a lovely nap because you haven't slept. I'm going out of focus. What's going on? Hello. Focus. Camera. Jesus. And a big jolly hello from Satan, of course. Satan's here, everybody. Hello. Yes. Hard to do with that bump in the mic. So if you heard a big boom noise, if you're hearing boom noises now, you'll just have to deal with it. How the ever-living crap is, everybody? We have got a show in store for you because that's what happens when you stream. We have all the people here, the usual suspects. Let's round them up, shall we? Steve's creepy van is in, everybody. Man of the hour. Canadian Space Advocate is here. Tori Hanzo is here and also dropped a super chat for 100 sexy coins. Got to try this super chat thing out. Much obliged, sir. 10% of that is going to La Critical Think, which is pretty damn sick. Speaking of which, we can turn that on. Hey, we've got a ticker. Hey, tickety boo. Illusion is here. Ragebot is here. Beep boop. Thanks, Ragebot. Monkey in the Works has popped in to say hello. The Turtle Moves is lurking, so everybody point at the Turtle Moves to make him feel really awkward for just lurking around and really self-conscious because that's what we do around here. Human Bean has popped in. Jay Gill. Anyone I've missed? It's not deliberate. Oh, Megan is here, of course, who I just infuriated by putting a countdown on after she said, I love a stream without a countdown. You are welcome. Let's go to the chat screen and see what's going on. We've made a couple of changes to what you can see on the screen, and I haven't updated the source for chat. Let's fix that right now because I'm a monster. I fixed it everywhere else on the screen and stuff. Why did I go to studio mode? I legit don't need to do. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's why I went to studio mode. Bear with me, kids. Talk amongst yourselves. This will just be a second. That's all I need. Or a few seconds. So made a liar of myself there, haven't I? What are you going to do? Eh? What are you going to do? Chat is not disabled for this live stream. Thank you very much. We should be functional. Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe. Hey, there we go. Behaving itself. I hope that's going to shrink. There we are. Lovely. You're all here now. Excellent. Foxworth Kerman is in as well. Hey, Foxworth Kerman. How are you doing? We have a couple of things that we want to talk about this evening. The usual BS, of course, because BS is what we're best at, but a couple of big things. So, first of all, right up here, boom, I remembered which hand to use. Conspiracy Music Studios. If you're not subscribed to Conspiracy Music Studios, you should go and do that. But also, we are here because Critical Think's GoFundMe. Who knows? I've got to flip my camera back. Anyway, that is still going, and a big shout out to the people who have contributed since the last stream. That is awesome. We'll be having a look at that in a minute and naming and shaming people. But we've got, thanks to IC Spin for the suggestion earlier today, my time. We've got a little QR code up there, which is awesome. So if you're watching this on a big telly, and why wouldn't you? Because look at all this gloriousness. Face it, people, I've got a body that makes men wet. But if you're watching this on TV, you can hold your phone up like this to the screen and go bloop, and that'll take you straight to CT's fundraising page unless it's broken on the old GoFundMe. That's pretty cool. We're high tech here. So that's an option for you, and that should appear on any screens that we go to this evening. Very, very cool. We've also got the ticker down the bottom giving you some of the deets. So the link to Critical Think's fundraiser is up in the pinned chat. I've shortened the URL to make it a little bit more digestible for you. There's also a link where you can subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. If you click on that link, it'll take you straight to the Steve's Creepy Van YouTube channel page. And if you're not already subscribed, it will prompt you to do so automatically. You don't even have to click the subscribe button. That's how easy your old mate DP has made it for you to subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. The last time I checked, he was only about 25 subs away from 1,000, and every single one of those is super duper well earned. So I implore you, if you aren't subscribed to Steve's Creepy Van with your account or one of the 45 stock accounts you already have that you use to get me to 1,000, please jump in and out of all of them and subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. We'll get back to that in a minute. But the other news is you got the QR code there so you can support CT's fundraiser. The other thing I want to point out is that 100% of the profit for the foreseeable future from the DP Debunked store, which I'm stupid and don't have a link handy for, which doesn't really matter. But anything you buy from the store, anything that would have come in to me will go straight into the Critical Think fundraiser. And that is 100% of the profit. So not 100% of your purchase, because that covers all the manufacturing costs and the shipping costs and all that rah-rah that I don't see a penny of anyway. But anything that would have come to me when or if Fourth Wall, the company the stores run through, sends me my merchandise shield check, I'll just go, thank you very much, and put it straight in to the GoFundMe for Critical Think. The other thing we'll be doing is any and all of all the cash raised via YouTube for, again, until that goal is reached, and there's 35 grand to go. 10% of anything I get from YouTube. So that's 10% of all the super chats if you drop them in here, or super thanks, which nobody uses, that you can do on videos, but nobody cares. 10% of all of that, so 10% of whatever you pump into streams and blah 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 is going to CT. Also 10% of all revenue from YouTube, so that includes all the ad revenue that comes from watching the live stream or watching the videos or watching shorts. Any of that, when it comes in, because YouTube pay monthly, just straight 10% goes to CT, and we may or may not up that percentage because I haven't really decided yet. Depending if it's enough or not, it might go to 20. But I'm very excited to help out CT, and I'll let everybody know. I did reach out to Critical Think, send him an email, let him know that we were helping out here in the Debunkatorium. Let him know a couple of the ideas I've had for things we can do to try and give it a good shot in the arm. And let him know, look, if you don't want me doing this, if you're not comfortable with it or whatever else, just say the word and I'll shit can it. But he's given us the green light here at the DP Debunks channel, here in the Debunkatorium with me and the Derp Vengers and the Zoo crew, to just go nuts. And go nuts we shall. We'll have more to say about that a little bit later and reveal some of the plans. Also, I mentioned this last time out, but well aware that times are a little tough everywhere. They're definitely tough here in Australia. They're tough all over the world with inflation and economies and blah, 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 blah. Absolutely get that. So please, everybody, do not feel any pressure or obligation whatsoever to directly contribute financially to the GoFundMe. Okay, I get it. It's totally fine. There is zero expectation or pressure. Would it be greatly appreciated? Absolutely, not just by me, but especially by Critical Think. Having said that, please rest assured that because of the YouTube revenue thing that we're doing and sending a chunk of that to the fundraiser, just by being here in the Debunkatorium at any time, whether you're here live for live streams, whether you're watching the replays after the fact, whether you're watching any of the videos that we put out here in the channel that aren't live, whether it's YouTube Shorts, whatever it may be, you are helping, especially if you're watching ads or any of that stuff, or you have YouTube Premium. Every second that you watch any of the content here on the channel is helping out Critical Think. So just for being here and for your time, on behalf of myself and Critical Think's fundraiser, I thank you profusely. It is awesome. So now that that's out of the way, Let's do a thing really quick. We're just going to hop across here and have a look at Critical Think's channel. There it is. Critical Think, of course, a member of the Wolf Pack, who are all awesome and fantastic. 5,000 subscribers, which is great. 264 videos, and look at that. Stuff from Antarctica, stuff about flights to Antarctica, and stuff about flights from Australia to Chile or Santiago, which is pretty rad. Bunch of YouTube shorts about measurements and stuff like that. There's also the awesome series where where Critical Think took up Derp's 3 Bitcoin challenge, getting his app, watching all the derpy videos every day for 8 months or whatever the hell Derp says you have to do, and then submitting his 1 globe proof, which was wicked. There it is. And there's a whole series of the crap that CT's had to sit through. Look at that. Look at what he's done for you people. Day 1 all the way through to day 14, and then the summary there for our old mate. Critical Think. What an absolute legend. Very, very cool. And of course, let me just lean away from the screen because that's going to be white as hell because we're all racist here. The Final Experiment Participant Fundraiser. That is where the QR code, which I've just realized is getting a little bit cut off by me ticker. I can't fix it now. Actually, can I? Yeah, I can. Sorry, just give me a second and we'll fix that up because that's unacceptable. We're not having that. Smeg. How do we do this? We don't. Change plan. Not fixing it up. You'll just have to deal. You get the idea. The QR code will pop up again. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Anyway, so $24,831 dollarinos raised already. That is fantastic. I mean, that's not since we started pimping it, obviously. That's over the last 6 months or so. Not taking credit for any of that, but hey, there's a familiar name. And what a donation there. That also deserves a round of applause. Thank you, Jack Feder, for being an amazing fucking human being. Also, Anonymous, very nice of our hacker friends to chip in. And Charlie Candigart, jolly good show. 41% of the goal. We are going to get that mofo to 100% tonight. No, we're not going to do it tonight. It's going to take a little while, but that's fine. And again, every little bit helps. And I'm not a big YouTuber. I'll be contributing a little bit, but we've got plans to do bigger bits. The other thing we're going to have a look at and check in on is right over here, Steve's Creepy Van. Last time I checked, 975 subscribers, 976, 24 subscribers to go. Once again, all you got to do, people, if you're not subscribed to Steve's Creepy Van, is go up the top of the chat to the pin message, the second link there, subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. There's a star and a little pointy finger, and then there's a short link. You can click on that. It'll automatically register that you want to subscribe, and all you got to do is click confirm or continue or whatever the hell the box says when it did it. I tested it earlier today, unsubscribed to Steve's Creepy Van, sorry Steve, and then resubscribed, of course. So technically, I've subscribed twice. You're welcome. And Steve has some kick-ass videos on this channel. Video about Witzer, of course. It's got a video about Derp, or more than one, of course. And the latest video from one day ago, Fathers of the Flirts, is out freaking standing. This man makes content the way it should be made, unlike yours truly. But it is excellent. So, yeah, if you're not subscribed to Steve's Creepy Van, please do so. 977 already. Monkey in the Works has just subbed. Fantastic. There's a link right up the top of the chat, human being, in the pinned message. But for anyone who's lazy, here you go. I'll give it to you again. Boom. That's for Steve's Creepy Van. Right there. Just a shortened URL to keep it simple. And we've done the hard work for you. 2 clicks. Click on that link. Click on the yes option of whatever's in there, and you'll be off to the races. Awesome stuff. And if you don't mind Steve's Creepy Van, you can tell me in the chat if it's not cool. But if it's cool with you, we're going to watch one of those videos in a little bit. We'll all watch it together and have a jolly good time. Awesome sauce. But again, critical thing. If you got money, give it to him. You don't need it. What are you going to use it for? Rent? Food? Waste of time. Give it to CT. I'm kidding. Please don't spend your rent money or food money on a fundraiser. Absolutely no need for that. Okay. What you can do, rather than spend all your rent and food money on the Critical Think fundraiser, because that would be dumb, is when you're not doing anything with your computer or your phone or your tablet or your device of choice, when you go to work or something, you've got a pet at home, maybe the pet gets lonely. What you can do, turn on your TV and set up all of the videos that I have in a playlist or your queue and just have them play all day long. There you go. Problem solved. And that'll help because 10% of whatever comes into YouTube, going over there, CT. There's your hot tip. From me to you. You are welcome. We'll go back to the chat screen. Nicky Lauder has been subbed to Steve's Creepy Van since the first Earth video. And that, good people, is fucking awesome. I've been subbed since, I think it was the Witsit one. Must have been the Witsit one. Surely. Yeah, definitely. Because it blew my freaking mind. And then the Death stuff just made it even better. So, yeah. And you can see, you can't see now because I changed screens because I'm an idiot. This one, see that with a red line? Like I haven't watched the whole thing. BS, that would be like my third or fourth time through the Why the Wounded Worship the Weird, because it's a fantastic video. I watch it more than once. So what's your excuse? I ask you. But it is top tier stuff. Yeah, I love it. I want everybody else to love it. If you're already subscribed, by the way, to Steve's Creepy Van, and you have a YouTube channel or social media accounts or anything like that, and anything other folks might be interested, let your derp flag fly, and you can take that link up there and pimp it out to everybody else in your sphere of influence and turn them on to Steve's Creepy Van. Or you can just turn them on, and then while they're all like aroused and distracted, you can just sort of grab their hand and get it to drive a computer mouse and go there and subscribe as well. Don't be dirty. We weren't doing anything dirty. Holy shit balls, Tori Hanzo, and we love Tori Hanzo because you can't spell debunkatorium without Tori, has gifted 10 DP debunkerships. Yes, he has, and they have gone to Rodrigo Sampiao, Kiwi So 1, Mr. Toffees, Kin, J-Bird Max, Emerson Bigham, Stephen Jarvis, JC, Debbie D, and Stencils. I did have to take a breath, so I pushed out on getting through all 10 in one go. But they are all now debunkers here in the debunkatorium, and that is awesome. Thank you, Tori Hanzo, for your generosity. If you're here and you scored one of those, give Tori a smack in the bum and say cheers. Cheers, biggies. Love your work. Now, we've done all that. I'm going to leave the ticker running all night with all that information. I used to do this all the time when I was streaming Football Manager. I had like a ticker going through, and I'd have facts and trivia about the clubs that I was managing, or Australian football, and a few silly jokes and stuff like that. I haven't done it for ages, and I have impressed myself that I've remembered how to do it, even if the alignment is a little bit off. But hey, what are you going to do? Speaking of Football Manager, we're going to play some more of that here on the channel. Not tonight, but at some point, I need to play some more Deadpool FC. But other thing we need to do is we do check in from time to time on some really, really derpy crap. And that time is upon us. Let's get it out of the way so we can get to all the other bits. First things first, we've got to check in with the Rat Man.
I'm a disgusting person that everything that I say is a complete lie.
It's time to be awful. We stick lies and say things that are probably unlawful. Come and be gross with Flatoid and Friends. Flatoid and Friends, you crossed the line, talking filth about Elizabeth like it's just fine. You call her names, you vile clown, try to tear her apart to drag her down. Reverend Stone, BJ2, with Flatoids crap-tastic, these jerks just spew. Fireflies, they're sexist too. These horrible folks are Flatoid and Friends. They aren't clever or brave, they're cruel and obscene. They're full of venom, their minds aren't clean. Man of God, no, just full of hate. Circle-jerking cowards, Flatoid and Friends. We're all lying liars who lie here, and we are disgusting humans. Report us now.
I insult women because I have a tiny micro penis.
You sure do, buddy. Your penis is micro, as is your brain. Creality, Jesus saves everybody's least favorite human, Ratzoid, and his circle jerk and jerk offs. There you go. Still holding steady at just over 5k subs, but it hasn't increased. And we love that. Around these parts, 1,613 videos, 6 years worth of work, and he's gone backwards and stalled out a little bit, but not for lack of trying. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 videos later, zero growth, and the views are going backwards. That's what we love to see around these parts. Absolutely no progress. And yeah, oh, we're so close to him being under 5,000 subs. I, for one, can't wait. It's only a matter of time, and we've all just got to will it so, and we can manifest that. I've heard that from a flatty, that you can manifest whatever you want in life. The other thing we need to check is the rise and fall and continued fall of one of my least favorite channels, Earth Climate. 13 videos now, still 17.4k. Let's just have a little look at what's been going on recently, shall we? We shall. So the hemorrhage has stopped in terms of, I assume, deleting videos. I imagine the more I look at this, the more I think Max was bang on. Our good friend Max, of course, Hacksaw Maximus, as I like to call him now, of Yerba Mate Talks fame, of course, along with Issa and Dr. J, one of my favorite channels to hang out in and just listen to some intelligent conversation. And occasionally they have me on to ruin it, which is great. But so no new subscribers for a couple of weeks, which is weird because the growth was through the roof, as we all saw, but that's just stopped. I suspect a lot of these are people reaching out to this channel and saying, hey, I was in a debate or an after show or something. I appeared on what this channel used to be known, that we don't need to talk about at all. Delete anything that I'm attached to. That's an assumption. It's a flat out guess, but pretty likely, let's face it. And since that's happened, I mean, oh, geez, these views. Remember when we had like 20, 30,000 views every day? 10,000 here, 5,000 there. The performance was off the charts. If you go to the community or post tab on my YouTube channel, DP Debunks, you can see that at one point, this channel was outperforming Mr. Beast in a percentage sense. So not like in reality, but yeah, way, way bigger in terms of percentage. But all of that stopped. Why has all of that stopped? Because someone's run out of money to keep buying subscribers and to keep buying views. So that's just died in the ass, and I'm absolutely here for it. In terms of the new content on this channel, we're not going to give them any views, but geez, it's really not working. Still only 50 views on that short. That's a little bit shy of the 26,000 views they bought for this one. And then in terms of other videos, let's just go to the video tab so we can have a good look here. Let's see. So we go right back to the start. 11,000 views on video number 1, 5,000 views on video number 2, 10,000 views, almost 10,000 views, 31,000 views. Amazing. 7,500 views, and then 57. and then 220, and then 88. And after 9 hours, this one has 6. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. It's probably the owner of this channel and the fact that they're just delivering AI slop. The other thing to take note of is YouTube have announced that later this month they'll be changing some of their rules and regs around payments, and it's to do with mass-produced AI-generated content. They're not going to fork out any money for it. So the whole idea behind this channel, and they put it on Front Street, no face, no fame, just voice, visuals, and truth. It's poetry, memory, mystery, faceless stories, forgotten places, no comments, no chaos, just reflection, new uploads weekly. But we know through Max of Yerba Mate Talks that all of this crap is AI generated. So the whole plan behind this channel of just being an AI content generating money farm has been thwarted directly by YouTube, and it's destined to die in the ass. And that also deserves a round of applause, because justice will be served. You gotta love that shit. It's outstanding. It's time for another song, because I know what you're all thinking. I really do. I know exactly what you're all thinking. You are all thinking right now, what is Steve's Creepy Van sub count up to? And I'm going to tell you what it's up to right now. 978 is where we're at. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Big it up. 978. Great job, all. 22 to go. That's not a lot. Grab that link. Share the shit out of it. And let's see if we can get him over the line tonight. How about that? That would be great. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. Brink. There you go. URL shortener is what I used to generate YouTube links. Let's go to my channel, which isn't as good as Steve's Creepy Van. But hey, what are you going to do? We can't all be heroes. We're going to go to posts right now. We're going to go, hey kids, come hang out with your old mate DP and subscribe to Steve's Creepy Van. I'll fix that because that should be an at thingy. Oh, that's the wrong key on my keyboard. At Steve's Creepy Van. That one right there. And then we go video. Will it let me do a live? It should let me do a live. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Insert. Boom. There we go. Sorry, Dan. I'm superseding your USS Liberty. By the way, if you haven't checked out the USS Liberty Betrayal at Sea, do that. It was awesome. I learned a lot. You'll learn a lot too. We can all learn together. Fantastic. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. Let me just check the chat real quick. Sorry, I've been on a rant and ignoring everybody. Conspiracy Music Studios here, everybody. Emma's here as well. Mwah. Love your guts. Joe Black is here. He's playing it at 2 times speed, so we'll catch up soon. So I'm going to talk extra fast to Joe Black, so when he gets to this, it's really going to freak him out. He won't be able to understand anything being said. I can't keep that up. I'm tripping over my own tongue. Illusion made a soccer account sub to Steve's Creepy. Illusion, why don't you have a wrench? What's up with that? I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering why. Oh, because you created a soccer account. That's why. Got it. There we go. I can see the blue one now. Oh, I was very confused. What else have we got? Joe Black, dropping the link. Steve Creepy Vent. Beautiful. Don't forget, it's pinned up the top. Nice and easy for you. Couple of clicks. You are in. Conspiracy Music Studio is mad at me because he just had to subscribe to LTX Studio. Hey, I was mad at myself when I had to do it. So, you're welcome. All the more reason for everyone to subscribe to Conspiracy Music Studios as well. As you've just read, he's got a LTX Studio subscription to pay for, so we can keep pumping out mass-produced AI content that we won't get paid for. Yay! And, oh no, it's Andy. He's here, everybody. Morning to you. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Anyway, now that we're caught up on all of that, the real question on everybody's lips is, how long has it been since Witzer promised us that he would deliver totally mapped out, totally working celestial navigation?
Hey kids, it's time to check how long we've been waiting for Witsit's totally working flat earth celestial navigation. Witsit the platypus said it was done. Navigation map with maps, oh what fun. But days turn to weeks, then a year and kaboom. Still no system, but it's coming soon. Witsit the platypus, flat earth salvation. Witsit the platypus, I was an explanation. Witsit the platypus, endless hesitation. Witsit the platypus, still no sign of celestial navigation. Witsit the platypus, we're still waiting, it's laughable, bro.
Is laughable, bro. What the hell? And we have been waiting for 1 year, 4 months, 25 days, 20 hours, 7 minutes, and 35 seconds. Good job, Witsit. Way to keep us in suspense. Remember, folks, they have taken away celestial navigation. They have taken away satellites. They have taken away Euclidean space. And they've taken away the sky. Yes, indeed. But 1 year, 4 months, 25 days, 20 hours, 8 minutes, and 5 seconds since Winsett told us we were going to have a rough couple of weeks to a year, and fuck all has happened. So thanks, Winsett. We'll continue to wait with bated breath, because any day now, right? Anytime you're ready, buddy. Offer stands. When you've got it ready, and it should be absolutely pristine because you've had an extra 1 year, 4 months, 25 days, 20 hours, 8 minutes, and 39 seconds, you are more than welcome to come here in the debunkatorium, or, enter the debunkatorium. That sounds wrong. None of this sounds kosher at all. You can... I'll send you a link to appear on the channel. You can be my guest and you can share your totally mapped out, totally working, totally real celestial navigation system for flat Earth right here on DP Debunks. Free of charge. You don't have to pay anything to do that. Offer stands. You won't even have to deal with MC Toon. He won't be here. He's fast asleep at the moment, or working, or something. I suspect he's asleep. It's pretty late on his end. So even he won't be here to crash your party. It's a safe space. You'll be absolutely fine. And everybody here in the zoo crew will just listen attentively and blow smoke up your ass and make you feel good about yourself. I promise that. I can't promise that. They're going to go nuts and tear you to shreds. But I'll be really nice. Okay, and you just don't have to look at the chat. So that offer is there for you, sir. The one and only Witsit the Platypus. What do you say to that, Witsit?
I'm a stupid flat earther, right? And I'm just a loser.
Okay. Not really the response I was looking for. But anyway, another thing I want to check out, because we can, is Roger Ledwell's fundraiser. Roger Ledwell is a flat earther who decided he was going to go to Antarctica and blow the lid off this whole 24-hour sun thing, because the final experiment did nothing for nobody. Not one thing. Didn't produce one single shred of evidence or footage or anything else. So who is the man who can expose the fraudulent final experiment for what it is? Who is the man who can reveal the real truth to the world? Who is it that can be the savior for flat Earth? It's Roger King Ledwell, and he's well on his way. But there's a couple of things I want to point out about Roger's fundraiser. First of all, kudos to everybody who's contributed to this fundraiser. All we do here is fundraise, people. That's what this channel's becoming. 1,046 US dollars raised. That's about 9 billion Australian dollars, if you need an example of exchange rate. So, holy crap. And that is of his 4.5 $4,500 goal that was set on December 21st, 2024. $4,500. I'm not sure about the picture he's used because apparently Mercury Adult Company presents the Tempest. So what is Mercury Adult Company? I don't know. We've got Mercury Theatre. Apparently they don't exist. Mercury Adult Company menu. It's not a recognized entity. There's no menu associated with it. Okay, so it doesn't exist. So that's weird. Is it an AI image? I'm not sure. I assume the Mercury Adult Company is a theatre company. That's what I'm thinking. Not hookers. I don't think it's hookers making. I mean, it could be. But I think it's to do with theatre or the theatre. And the Tempest refers to the works of the bard, William Shakespeare. Yes, yes, quite. What? Jolly good show. It's not how any of them spoke. But the goal is $4,500. Here's the thing. And Roger, you may not be aware of this, so I just want to give you the heads up. You want to go to Antarctica and take the same sort of trip that Will Duffy, Jason Morandi, Mark Herman, Elizabeth Acosta, Jaren Campanella, Wits at the Platypus, MC Toon, Critical Think, and Dave McKeegan took to Antarctica. Totally get that. Not a problem at all. The thing is, your fundraiser is looking to raise $4,500 US. Okay? That's fine. You've set a goal. I respect that. Critical Think did the same thing, and he's looking to raise $60,000 Australian to get it back, which let's say equates to roughly, and this is a very rough estimate, about $45,000 US. So if CT is looking to raise about 45 grand US and you're looking to raise 4.5 grand US, maybe you need to rethink your goal because that's not going to cover it, Roger. I'm not being a dick, okay? And all right. I'm kind of making fun of you for it, but it's an easy mistake to make, okay? And I'm not judging you for it. So, Roger, if you're listening, I just want you to know that based on the testimony of people who went on the final experiment and paid their own way, like MC Toon and Critical Think, $4,500 US isn't going to get you there. You need about 10 times that amount. Now, to get that, to do like simple maths here, okay? We'll make this super clear for you. Here you go. There's calculator, all right? So you want $4,500, okay? That's what that looks like, all right? Now, to multiply that by 10 times, all you need to do is add one more zero, okay? Just one, like, I know it's maths and it's complicated. Nobody likes it. I hate maths, but if you just add one more zero, bang, there you go. See how that worked? I can take it away. $4,500. We're at Roger's goal. If we add another zero, that's how much you actually need. 10 times the amount. Not 20. You don't have to take your shoes and socks off to count this. Just 10. Okay? So again, just to make it really clear, that's your goal. $4,500. That's how much you need. $45,000. If we take your goal off that, okay, you're still going to be about $40,500 short. And that's a problem because it's taken you 6 months to get $1,000. You're running out of time. Okay. The other thing we'll do is, let's say of that $45,000, if we take away the amount you've raised so far, 1,046, which is a great effort. And again, well done to everybody who's chipped in. You're about $43,954 short. So I'm just helping you out here. Roger Ledwell, you might need to adjust the goal and communicate why to the rest of the people. Because if you call ALE and ask about their trip, that's not going to cut the mustard. But I'll tell you what it will do. I'll tell you what it will do. $4,500 is probably enough to get you from wherever you are in the United States to Chile, and you can visit Punta Arenas. And what that will let you do, and that's Arenas, not anus. Stop giggling at the back. You know who you are. Stop it. Arenas. Punta Arenas. Not anus. Shut up. In Punta Arenas, you can do what Jaren and Witzer and Lisbeth and everybody else did while they're there. You can stand basically at the almost the tip, just the tip, almost the tip of South America and watch the sun rise and set. And you'll be able to take note of where the sun rises and where the sun sets and how long the sunlight is visible. And that could just help you determine the actual shape of the earth, because what you're going to find is what the sun does there matches the globe predictions exactly and does not in any way, shape or form match flat earth. In fact, how's this? If you went to Punta Arenas, okay, you and I can email back and forth if you like, and we'll set out some clear criteria, a set of predictions for sunrises and sunsets, okay? And if the sunrise and sunset matches what should happen on the flat earth, where the sun just circles around in one direction all the time, I'll pay for your whole trip, mate. How about that? And I'm making that bet based on the fact, even though I definitely don't have the money to pay for that, I won't have to pay because it's going to match the globe. And if it doesn't, I'll know you're being dishonest because we already know it does. Jaren and Co were there. It's fine. How about that? Anyway, Roger, you're going to be short. You need to call ALE, all right, and find out how much the trip is going to cost. I guarantee it's not $4,500. I guarantee. But if you do want to hash out that little challenge, flat earth versus globe at Punta Arenas, if that's all you actually want to do, you just shoot me an email, oldmatedp@gmail.com, and we can start hashing that out. It's not a problem. Also, second final experiment, going out to the Antarctica midnight sun, keeping it honest across the board. I respect this initiative wholeheartedly. So that suggests to me that this isn't about the $4,500, isn't about going to Punta Arenas. This is about going to Antarctica properly. And if that's the case, you're not going to make it, champ. You are not going to make it. But I will tell you this, Roger. I will tell you this. Later this week or early next week, probably on the next Hey It's Sunday stream next week, I'm going to chip in for your fundraiser. I'm going to make a contribution. I want to see Roger's excellent adventure. I'm not going to fund the whole thing for you. That's stupid. But I am going to chip in because I encourage this. A flat earther actually doing something and trying to put everybody else's money where their mouth is, 100%. I'm behind it and I'm going to chip in, and that's going to be a regular thing. How regular? I don't know. I'm not made of money. Jesus. But, you know, I'm going to help you out. I'm helping out Steve's creepy van right now. We're helping out CT. We've helped out Melodome. Why the not help out Roger Ledwell? Hey? Why not? I'm not even going to put a condition on it that if you don't actually go to Antarctica at the end of the year that you have to give my money back. No. But you should go to Antarctica because it'd be awesome. Anyway, enough of that crap. I just wanted to yap about it. How's everybody doing out there? Everybody good? Everybody happy? Everybody got snacks? Are you all snacked up? Keep your snacks handy. Oh, got an update? 979 subscribers. 21 to go. 21 to go. I did see the chat. from Illusion that if I edit the HTML, he can have 1 million pretty easy. I don't want to troll Roger Ledwell. I think that would be me. I do want to support his initiative. I'm not encouraging anybody else to contribute. Please make a note of that. I'm not insane, but I am going to chip in. I will check that out later, Illusion, but I suspect I know exactly what you've done and posted in the Discord general chat. Monkey, I also need a new computer, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it, because I'm over it. Absolutely over it. Now, what I do want to do is watch a video with all of you from Steve's Creepy Van. So, do we want to watch Pseudoscience's Smartest Moron, which is the Witsit video, Dave's Deception Are Worse Than We Thought, which is the Twice Baked Potato Man, Dearth, or The Preacher, the Predator, and the New World Order, Ken Hovind. Sorry, did I say Ken? I mispronounced cunt. Hovind is that video. Or Steve, which one would you prefer we check out as a community? As a family. Not as a family. That's creepy. That's weird. If we were a family, I would literally be the redheaded stepchild. That's not the case. We're not doing that. We're not. All bad choices. I know, Andy. What are we going to do? They're all great choices. Thank you very much. But the people in them are terrible. But the way Steve's Creepy Van assembles his videos is outstanding. Kent Hovind hits the hardest. That's why YouTube... Actually, yeah, that is a disgrace. 359 views on this video. Fuck that noise. Right. Settle down, kids. I've got it queued up. Where do we want to go? Do it in that view? No, we'll go full screen. I'm talking about. We'll just wait till that sorts its life out. Right. Pause. Go back to the start. Okay. So, I may pop in and out with some commentary. I know this is going to seem like a total freaking cop-out, but I'm going to watch along with you. I'm just going to watch along with the chat, literally punchy at times. Steve, that's a very good point. I'm going to try really hard not to interrupt because this video speaks for itself. It is outstanding. Steve's editing is top-notch the way he frames it. Its voiceover work is excellent, and I'm a big fan of Steve's Creepy Event. Hence why I want everybody to go and subscribe. Again, you can grab the link for Steve's Creepy Van, share it with the world, whack it on the book face, whack it on the Twixter, whack it on your Insta face talks, and all that shit that I'm not signed up for. Go and do all of that and tell the world about Steve's Creepy Van. You will end up on a watch list by encouraging people to come along and get into Steve's Creepy Van, but there is candy in the back and it's delicious. Does have a weird aftertaste and leave you unconscious, but don't worry about that. You'll wake up fully clothed more often than not. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, with the permission of Steve's Creepy Van, may I present to you, for your viewing pleasure, The Preacher, the Predator, and the New World Order. Here we go. This is where you find out I fucked the audio.
Kent Hovind.
The rock music these days is all full of death and destruction and blood. Well, the Bible says they that hate me love death.
There are certain activities, like especially homosexuality, that are very high rate of disease.
Maybe Bill Clinton should decide right from wrong.
God said, when they do this, you execute them. Solves the problem. They're gone. But we're not to take the law into our own hands. That's the government's job. If they don't want to do it, well, I guess you're kind of stuck. But I can tell you the Bible clearly teaches what you should do.
And witchcraft. Those, according to the Bible, are death sentences.
That's not politically correct.
Do you have a clean heart? Oh, back there. Did your husband come? What happens when you disobey, Daddy? Is your heart right with God? He said, whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, he were drowned in the depth of the sea. You probably didn't hear about this, but the kids at Columbine High School that shot everybody, you know, were very strong believers in evolution. This was evolution-motivated shooting.
I speak about 900 times a year now on the subject of creation, evolution, and dinosaurs. One of Satan's favorite tools to use is dinosaurs, because kids love them.
I think Leviathan is probably Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know, I can't prove this, but I've read it many times and it seems to fit.
And I take the position that the Bible is literally true and scientifically accurate. And the evolution theory being taught in our schools in violation of the First Amendment is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of planet Earth.
I mean, maybe Osama bin Laden should decide right from wrong, huh?
No dumber idea ever.
Is your heart right with God?
If we would continually eliminate, execute people that do see certain crimes, we would gradually get a much better society.
Kent Hovind is a Baptist evangelist who has spent the majority of his life preaching and debating creationist science.
I'm probably the most hated man on the internet.
His major points of focus include dinosaurs.
Not for nothing, kids, but just listen to these sexy dulcet tones. Oh, yeah. Not me, Steve. What a voice, hey? Good Lord. Just gets you right in the fucking... Buckle up, because Kent Hovind, if you're unaware, and why would you be, Kent Hovind is... How do we put this? CC, how would you describe Kent Hovind? He's not coming out to play. What the fuck happened there? We were like, here. Sorry, Steve. CC, why are you broken? What's going on? This is important.
This is a fucking phone call. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, the joke is over. Kent Hovind is a total piece of shit. A walking piece of human garbage. Horrible. Horrible person, and will make you want to vomit. He's done some absolutely heinous shit. So trigger warnings and all the stuff. But this guy sucks. Absolutely sucks. No redeeming qualities whatsoever, other than, like all human beings, and I'm not wishing anybody ill, I'm just stating a fact that at some point, Steve Hovind will, in fact, no longer be living on this earth, just like the rest of us. And that may be his only redeeming feature. Anyway, let's dive back in.
And debating creationist science.
I'm probably the most hated man on the internet.
His major points of focus include dinosaurs, young Earth creation, the geological column, and government influence on education. Kent is a notable figure in the sovereign citizen movement, and he is so sovereign that he served 9 years in prison on 58 counts of tax fraud. At one time, Kent also offered a $250,000 challenge to anyone that could provide empirical evidence for the theory of evolution. The challenge is no longer active, and the prize money was never paid out. Go figure. Hovind's criminal history doesn't stop with tax fraud, and in 2021, he served another 30 days in jail for domestic...
Never paid out. Issued a challenge. Money never paid out. Sound familiar? Laws of Flirt, people. Look them up. They hold true. Even with religious fucking whack jobs.
violence. Kent uses the title of Doctor, referring to himself as Dr. Dino or Dr. Hovind, but it is important to note that his degree in Christian education from Patriot Bible University is not accredited in any way. Furthermore, it is worth noting that Patriot Bible University's president, Wayne Knight, was charged with failing to report child abuse in 2011, resulting in the building's closure. This is worth noting because in present-day debates, Hovind has a habit of calling his opponents child abusers for teaching evolution to children.
If you're destroying children's faith using something proven wrong 140 years ago, son, you might be a child abuser.
In 2019, Kent Hovind purposefully arranged to have a child who was not yet a teenager spend the night with Chris Jones, a 55-year-old convicted predator. Initially, I speculated that Kent was projecting his guilt onto others, but as I furthered my research, I realized Kent Hovind doesn't feel anything. No empathy, no guilt, no remorse. My name is Steve, and this is my totally not creepy van. Ignore your survival instincts and hop in the back. This one's gonna take us on a trip. Despite the controversy surrounding Kent Hovind, he still holds a significant audience and a far more acceptable public image than he deserves. While there is content covering his deplorable actions, searching Kent's name still results in his numerous seminars, leaving a somewhat positive to neutral impression at a glance. And due to public support that he...
So, as everybody's hopping into the van, obviously everybody be careful. Don't step on anybody's nuts. There's plenty of room, but some of you are going to have to lay on the floor and then like lengthways down the van, okay? And then the next layer of people is going to have to lay like perpendicular to them and like a log cabin kind of situation where we have some people laying lengthways and then acrossways and then lengthways and across, and we'll just pile up like that in the back of the van, okay? And if anybody runs out of air at any point, just like scream, it'll be muffled obviously because of the pile of writhing bodies, but just scream really loud and Steve will help you out. All right, here we go.
Continues to receive even to this day, it would be easy for somebody to assume that the detractors and controversy surrounding him only exist because of his religious views. Some of you listening right now may disagree with my take on this, but I feel it is necessary to demand better from Kent's audience. There is so much verifiable, factual information in today's world. One must be willfully ignorant to seek out the lies that Kent tells. A person is still a victim even if they were warned beforehand, but that warning does place some accountability back on the audience. It should be no surprise to his audience that the liar they sought out turned out to be a bad person. Kent's audience began to shrink in 2006 when he was convicted on 58 counts of tax fraud.
Your job is to do what's right. God's job is to take care of the money.
The following information regarding Kent's interactions with the IRS has been sourced from an article written by Michael Biratovich on ebsco.com. In 1996, the IRS began trying to collect taxes spanning 6 years. Kent responded by filing bankruptcy and a petition stating all his belongings were owned by God, therefore not subject to taxation. The court rejected his petition and ordered him to pay roughly $26,000 back to the IRS, offering him a 60-month payment plan.
Satan uses those who have lots of money. They seem to fall into his trap more easily of, hey, follow me and I'll give you the kingdom. They have a lot of money, now they want it all.
2 years later, Kent revoked his signature on the agreement he made with the IRS in addition to his U.S. citizenship, declaring himself a natural citizen of America. This is the same thing as a sovereign citizen in today's terms.
Well, you're going to look like a real idiot when talking to anybody with normal intelligence when you say something like that, okay?
In 2002, Kent tried to sue the IRS for harassment, and the IRS continued to let him dig his own grave. In 2004, the IRS raided Kent's home and uncovered over $1 million he had been hoarding tax-free. In 2006, Kent was sentenced to 10 years in prison on 58 counts of tax fraud, including 1 count of interfering with an IRS investigation for the harassment lawsuit he filed. He served 9. In addition to his prison sentence, Kent was also ordered to pay back over $1 million in restitution and legal fees. In the wake of his trial, Kent's public image was severely damaged due to his demeanor throughout the case, mainly due to his continued refusal to recognize the government's authority to collect taxes. Kent's anti-government sentiment is rooted far deeper than his disdain for taxes. Kent believes the US government is a New World Order made up of Satan worshippers that are determined to reduce the global population to about 500 million. Kent's belief in the New World Order is as dangerous as it is ridiculous.
A one world government, a new world order. How this evolution theory, actually it's a philosophy, it is the foundation philosophy for communism, Marxism, Nazism, and the New World Order. How does this philosophy tie into...
Sorry, just jumping in real quick. The audio crackle. I don't know. I've been dropping the volume a little bit. I don't know if it's helped. I've added some noise suppression to the audio source, and I've just jumped under the desk and checked all the connections for HD cables and everything else, which was why I'm a little out of breath, because moving 3 feet is basically all the exercise I get in a month. So hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, I apologize. I'm not getting anything in my headphones crackle wise. So I don't know.
Satan's plan to rule the world. That's what we want to cover tonight. The upside down 5-pointed star. That's the symbol of the Satan worshipers, those that worship Lucifer. Did you know there's a large percentage of the population that worships Lucifer? The goat. Lucifer is worshipped by many people in our government. They're pretty quiet about it. The tip of the bottom star is the White House in Washington, D.C. Folks, we have been so deceived.
Welcome to Kent's stupid theme park, Dinosaur Adventureland. While Kent was busy telling everyone that the US government was Satan, the actual devil, seen on screen, was using Kent's theme park as his own personal hell on earth. Dinosaur Adventureland accepts help from volunteers, and said volunteers sometimes live on park grounds. Chris Jones began making residents of the park uncomfortable with behaviors such as drug abuse, theft, and animal cruelty. Furthermore, a decade prior to his stay at Dinosaur Adventureland, Chris Jones was convicted of battery and lewd acts involving minors. Kent Hovind was 100% aware of these charges and still arranged for Jones to spend the night with an unrelated child in a one-bed cabin on Dinosaur Adventureland property. The humanoid bipedal oxygen thief Chris Jones did exactly what everybody was expecting, and in 2023 was arrested for the incident in question. Hovind fell under heavy scrutiny by fellow residents and the press following the incident. Hovind's statements are so dismissive and hypocritical, they shatter the very tenets he used to preach.
Number 3, encourage civil disorders and a soft government attitude toward crime. They've got a new thing now called 3 strikes and you're out. How about 1 strike and you're out?
Kent is able to dismiss and defend Jones's behavior due to his delusions in the New World Order. Kent and Jones expect the world to believe that their criminal cases are the result of Jones spying on the New World Order at Bohemian Grove in California and giving some footage he filmed to InfoWars. When questioned about Jones's background, Kent stated, "I've known Chris for many years. He gets accused of things all the time, but everybody gets their day in court. I don't know the details on those charges yet, but I would doubt he's guilty." Shut the fuck up. Real kids were hurt, Kent. Your silly little fantasy was laughable until you used it as a weapon against defenseless, innocent people. Check out this photo.
Well said, Steve. Applause. It's not an incident. You don't get to cry like, "I didn't know about the boob." You knew. You absolutely knew. You horrific piece of shit. Do not apologize for dropping an F-bomb, Steve. It was 100% absolutely well earned. You all know I get a little loose with the profanity, especially when I'm fired up and just in general. If you sat in on a Discord call over at Drunk to Punk Show, yeah. I swear a lot. But the trick is, and Billy Connolly used to say this all the time, one of the greatest stand-ups who ever lived. If you are going to swear, you've just got to swear right. There's a right way and a wrong way. Some people, especially here in Australia, use the C-bomb like it's punctuation. And that's excessive because it can be a very offensive word. Same with the F-bomb and every other swear word in the world. But when it's directed at someone or something in anger, especially in this kind of scenario, there's no wrong way to do it. It's always right. Always. And saying fuck you or shut the fuck up to someone like Ken Hovind, yep, no problemo.
Of Kent Hovind being picked up from prison by the Duggars. Birds of a feather should have a millstone hung around their neck.
This bit's gross too.
The last thing I need to touch on before we declare the dinosaur Kent Hovind officially extinct is the domestic abuse case from 2020. According to court records and the Mobile Real-Time News in Alabama, Kent Hovind threw his wife Cindy to the ground, causing her bodily injury. Cindy didn't report the incident right away due to Kent allegedly making threats on her life if she didn't stay quiet. These threats went as far as Kent sending an associate to Cindy's house to trash her property and threaten her with a gun. Cindy is quoted saying, "I fear he will kill me to shut me up. I'm sure you would terrorize women and children regardless, but that kind of bullshit behavior only buys you so much time, Kent. Threats won't get anything done here. You're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is if you want me to shut up." Now that you have the facts about the case, I'm going to present Kent's version of how things occurred that day. I'm going to allow his full explanation before offering my take on it.
Before we get to this, which is absolute bullshit, Cuntface's line of reasoning, just to touch on Emma's point, extinct, did he die? No, it was a very funny line, making Dr. Dino extinct. See what he did there? But sadly, he is still alive. So, yeah, he is not, in fact, deceased. His soul definitely is. He's got to be a little, more than a little dead inside, but he is alive. He's pretty old, so, you know, we've all got something to look forward to.
3 years ago today is the famous day that changed everybody's lives, especially mine around here. My ex-wife, Cindy Lincoln, came out of this bedroom where she'd been sleeping about 60% of the time for the last 6 months. We were married for 3 years, had a wonderful marriage at first, and then something changed. I think she changed, but she thinks I did. Anyway, she came out. She had been texting me all night with a bunch of questions. When are you going to do this? Who's going to do this? And, you know, trying to, I think, just basically run me and run the ministry. So she came out of the bedroom. It's only a 2-bedroom house, kitchen in the middle, bedroom at each end. And I came out of that bedroom with my lawyer had told me when she starts going crazy, you have to record it. So Cindy came.
When she starts going crazy, you have to record it. Because as we all know, bitches be crazy. Anytime they, express any kind of anger, or they get upset, or they cry, or I don't know, for example, maybe they're crippled with fear, or they're being abused and speaking out about that, or wanting to leave an abusive situation with a narcissistic piece of shit asshole who facilitates child molestation. Bitches be crazy. You got to record that and document it when they go crazy, right? We all know this. First thing he says, right? My former wife, Cindy came out of this room and we had a wonderful marriage for 3 years, and then something changed. She'd say that I changed, but I think that she changed. Like, you didn't change. You were always you. It's just you got her to the point where you were comfortable enough to drop the narcissistic facade and just show the real you. And then she wanted to get the fuck out.
Out and stood here and said, "Are you going to answer all my texts?" So I came out of the other bedroom like this and said, "I'd be glad to, but I need to record this." All right.
Because don't we all do that, right? Anytime over the whole course of my life, I had a disagreement with another person over anything. I'm like, hold on. I need to record this. And they're like, oh, absolutely. You just get yourself set up. Do you want me to grab the key lights? Do you want a little bit of powder? You could be reflective and you could look a bit shiny. Do you want us to just touch that up a little bit of rouge, some mascara, some eyeliner, just to make sure you don't look too much like a panda bear? Is that cool? Okay. And do you want a glass of water or anything else before you begin? Hit your mark and action. Like, no, that's not normal behavior, you fucking psycho.
So I walked out of our bedroom and said, Cindy, I'll be glad to answer all of your questions, but my attorney has said I have to record these conversations. And so I sat down, got my phone, and said, let me start at the beginning, okay? About a week or two before this event, I had nearly broken my arm building the dining hall. One of the steel beams fell down. I hit it on my wrist right here. Can you zoom in and see 3 years later, I still have the scar? And you might be able to find some of the videotape from before October 26th, some of the old YouTube I did, with my arm bandaged up, okay? So I'm holding my phone, and I said, and we started the conversation. We will play the conversation on the video here and put the transcript.
Sorry, Steve, I know I'm ruining your video. Can you zoom in here? Can you see this scar on my arm? And then he proceeds to walk towards the camera because there's nobody there. Who is he talking to? You're the only one in the room, you dumb shit. And a zoom, it makes me think of Red Dwarf. If you've seen the episode where Crichton, the mechanoid, becomes human. And he's trying to figure out his new human body after being a robot for so long. And he's going through all the differences between being a robot and a human. He's like, I did manage to find the zoom mode. And it's basically just moving your head closer to the object. That's what this dipshit thinks a zoom is. Where you just... Hang on, I'm just going to zoom in with my camera. Like, he's old and dumb. Moving on.
Beside it, we paid a court-authorized transcriber to transcribe the whole transaction. What happened? After a few minutes...
Joe Black, Ken Hovind absolutely has his head stuck up his recharge socket.
I could see this is going nowhere, so I stood up and tried to make my way to the door over there, to get out of here. So I walked around her. She, I think, was sitting down. I don't remember. I got over this far, and she started screaming, give me that phone. And she used God's name in vain. You'll see the transcript. I was holding the phone.
She used God's name in vain. How dare she? Why do you think she did that, Ken? Could it be that her asshole of a husband, who's probably refusing to grant her a divorce or something at that point after she spent 60% of the time not sharing your bed and not wanting to be there? Maybe she was a little pissed off that the other person living in this shitty 2-bedroom house is shoving a fucking phone in her face, and she's like, give me the goddamn phone. Maybe. I'm just hypothesizing. Anyway.
Like this, my damaged arm right here. Finally, near the end, she lunged at me to grab my phone, cursing and screaming. I simply stepped, pushed her to the side. She hit this shelf right here, which had little bells on it for Christmas or something. I forget.
Sorry. Just listen to what he says here. Again. Okay?
Finally, near the end, she lunged at me to grab my phone, cursing and screaming. I simply stepped, pushed her to the side. She hit this shelf right here, which had little...
I simply stepped and pushed her to the side. Why are you pushing her? Why not just put the phone down on the bench on the other side there? You could have done that. You could have taken a step back, given that you've got a damaged arm that you were so keen to point out to try and elicit some degree of sympathy from the people watching this. You're not getting any, by the way, just so that's clear. Or there's a door there. You could have just left the room. I think you actually say the same thing in a second, Steve. Sorry. I'm fucking... You're cool with me just ruining your video, right? Sweet. Okay.
Bells on it for Christmas or something. I forget. We got the bell somewhere. And she hit the ground. And she screamed and screamed. She was screaming out of frustration. She was not screaming because I body slammed her. I did not. You'll never hear.
So hang on. Let's just for a second. He's standing up. She's trying to get his phone. She goes towards him. He just steps to the side and pushes her. She bumps into this thing and then winds up on the ground. So I think the question we're probably all asking at that point is, how fucking hard did you push her? If it was just a gentle, oh, no, sorry, this isn't okay and I feel unsafe, you don't then slam into a fucking sideboard and hit the deck. That's got to have some force behind it. Just saying. I think screaming in that situation and being a little like, what the fuck, isn't unreasonable.
Any voice change or noise change with the phone, I'm holding it back here, trying to record this conversation. And I was simply protecting my property in self-defense. Now, we just counted yesterday.
Which is it? Are you simply protecting your property? Or was it self-defense? Property, self-defense. Property, self-defense. Can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're just protecting your property, it's not really self-defense. You said she was trying to get your phone. You didn't say she was going after you. So again, pick a lane. What a disingenuous shitbag this guy is.
It's now been 3 years. She has over 700 anti-Kent Hovind videos on her little YouTube channel. She is stopping strangers at the store. People have come to me and said, this lady stopped me and said, do you live around here? Yeah. Well, let me tell you about Kent Hovind. She's trying to taint the whole jury pool because we go to trial now, December 11th or 12th over this. It's going to be, I think the court's going to throw it out. It's going to be a joke, bad on her, because there was no body slam. So she dove for my phones. I pushed her out of the way. She hit the wall, hit the floor.
She's trying to poison the whole jury pool, everybody, by going out and telling people, hey, you know that Kent Hovind guy who's a preacher and is all holier than thou? Look at what the motherfucker did to me. How dare she? How dare she trying to poison the jury pool? As Kent posts a video to YouTube that's available basically to the entire world. Little tit for tat there. Hey, Kent. Ent.
Jumped up screaming and yelling and slammed these chairs down and broke the tile floor. Can you zoom in on that, brother? There's
broke the tile floor.
Broken. Let's see.
Oh, there is someone else there.
Broken, these two broken, this one broken. He slammed the chairs down and broke the floor.
Slammed the chairs down and broke the floor, everybody. With the chairs. She broke the tiles on the floor. Possible that's where she got shoved to the ground and that's what broke the fucking tiles and made her scream. Who knows? Again, I think knocking some chairs over after being pummeled to the ground, not an unreasonable reaction.
I said, Cindy, let me help you up. Twice I said that. You'll see it in the video. Let me help you up. I never yelled at her. I never hit her. I've never hit a woman in my life. Okay?
That's not what you just said, dipshit. I've never hit a woman in my life. A, that's a lie. And we know it's a lie. Because there's like court records and stuff that say otherwise categorically. Also, you just told us you shoved her into this sideboard thing and she fell to the ground screaming. And there's a recording of it.
And I helped her. She didn't want my help, I don't think. That went by so fast. So I just left. The next day, she asked her.
I just left. She's texting me all night, asking me all these questions. Rather than reply in text, we're sleeping in different bedrooms. She clearly doesn't want to have a conversation with me. I insist on leaving the room, saying, yes, I'll answer all your questions, but my attorney's advised I have to record this conversation like an absolute fucking weirdo maniac. She decides she doesn't want to be recorded, which is she's quite within her rights to do. You won't stop. She tries to obtain the phone. You shove her out of the way into the sideboard onto the floor where she's screaming and freaking out. She knocks some chairs over. She's obviously in distress, and being the loving, caring, understanding, empathetic person that you are, what do, Kent Hovind? You just fuck off. What a charmer. It's a shame you didn't keep fucking right off forever.
Our cook, Freddie, would you take me to the chiropractor in Pensacola? She'd already been going to the chiropractor in Pensacola for some time. And so on the way down there, she asked Freddie, could I tell the chiropractor I was body slammed just to get it in the record? And Freddie said, well, not if it didn't happen. But she did tell the chiropractor, and she said something to the effect, does this look like I was body slammed? He said, well, this could happen. How can a chiropractor tell that from a chiropractor? Anyway, so she is now claiming that the chiropractor said she was body slammed.
How could a chiropractor tell that? I don't know. Maybe she was covered in fucking bruises, dipshit. Maybe. I'm just postulating there. Steve's Creepy Van says, the time he asked for the benefit of the doubt, it's impossible to consider because you probably lied about everything else. Yeah, exactly. Emma says, well, some people are really sneaky spreading lies, so everyone would go into detail. That's no tell, but cunt's always been a piece of shit. Nothing new here. Yeah, exactly.
She told him she was body slammed. She stayed here with me as wife and stayed in the other bedroom most of the time. But that same time, while she's screaming and yelling and banging the chairs down, Mark Stoney was here, living in the cabin about 100 yards away. He could hear her screaming and heard the loud bang when the chairs hit the floor. And according to his story on his channel and on comments on Cindy's channel, he went to get his gun. He
went to get his gun. Murica. Is it possible the loud noise he heard wasn't in fact the chairs hitting the ground, but Cindy? Yeah, it's possible. And any lawyer worth their salt is asking old mate who wasn't in the room and wasn't there, but just heard it, that question, because that's pretty fucking damning. But also, who gives a shit what someone who wasn't in the room says that's living on your fucking horrible pedophile-filled property? He's got a vested interest in appeasing you because you're a, like, horrific narcissist who holds grudges. As evidenced by you making this video to throw your so-called, like, your much-loved wife under the fucking bus. Like, that to me, like, he's heard this noise, this horrible noise. He's heard her screaming, and he's gone to get his gun. So is that you saying, cunt, that you feared for your life? Because you're clearly the aggressor in this situation, having shoved her to the ground. So are you worried that you would have been shot, or are you making a very thinly veiled indirect threat against your ex-wife that because of the way she was carrying on, bitches be crazy, she could have been shot? Regardless, in that situation, reaching for a gun is fucking insane. That should not be your go-to reaction. Just saying.
A bunch of anti-Kent Hovind videos also, Mark Stoney does on his channel. And so, without knowing the story at all, what happening,
sorry, Emma,
fault, he would have come shot me probably, okay? So, I just left. End of story.
Oh, Kent, you fucking tease. That's really mean. Let's play that back again.
He does on his channel. And so, without knowing the story at all, what happening, and it's her fault, he would have come shot me probably, okay? So,
oh, people, just take a minute and just imagine that without knowing the full story and given everything that he heard, Mark could have come in and shot Kent. That is yummy in my tummy. Steve's Creepy Van says, I don't think anyone actually came gun toting except the guy Hovind sent to intimidate it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Illusion says, Judas tried to sell Jesus an AK-47, but he wouldn't go through with it, allegedly. I've heard that too. It's in the Bible somewhere. Right alongside all those verses where it says the earth is definitely flat. Yep. Sure, it's in there. Megan says he looks like awkward standing there in marigold in the middle of his wife's country kitchen. Or is that golden rug? I believe the term you're looking for is piss. He's covered in piss. Urine. Definitely piss. I hear he smells like piss too.
I just left. End of story. Next day, she goes to the chiropractor, tells him that she was body slammed, and she was not. She stayed right here as husband and wife until February. Let's see, October, November, December, January. 3.5 months later, she moved out to one of the houses she owned over. She's still there, 5 miles away on Highway 41, right by Connect.
Okay, that's fucking creepy that you're being that specific about where she is. Okay, that's not normal. That's not normal human behavior. Are you a robot? Possibly. We do know you're a psychopath. That's not a normal thing to say, and it's not a normal way to phrase it. And do you think that after, I don't know, this experience, where she got close to the back door, you shoved her to the fucking ground like a maniac, that maybe she was afraid that if she left, something bad might happen? Like, I don't know, the dude living in a cabin down the way with a gun might appear? Just putting it out there.
The village. So she moved out of her own free will. I was glad.
Yeah, Emma, the suggestion there was that this dipshit is not a healthy person and that shirt is covered in his own piss because he has no bladder control. That's what I was going for. I didn't communicate it at all clearly, so I apologize for that.
But I was a faithful husband. I've never touched a woman I wasn't married to. And
that's not true either.
Out. Then, 9 months after the event, she filed a complaint at the county sheriff that I body slammed her, and they had me arrested. Wasn't really arrested. I was already at the courthouse for something else, and the deputy said, "Hey, I got a warrant here. Would you come next door and let me get your fingerprints?" So I was never handed.
What else were you there for, Ken? Did you forget to pay your taxes again? Oh, whoops. Did you, I don't know, maybe hit another female? Oh, whoops. Was it your bestest buddy touching other children inappropriately? Oh, maybe. Who knows? You seem to spend a lot of time at the courthouse. That seems weird too. That's not really normal. You shouldn't be spending all your spare time there. Steve's Creepy Van says, I can never remember if it's 4 wives in 5 years or 5 wives in 4 years. Regardless, that's a very high turnover. Said it before. Say it with me, kids. That's not normal. Oh, illusion. We don't need that thought.
Handcuffed or arrested. But then the newspaper here in town, Lee Peacock, one of the writers for the Monroeville newspaper, wrote an article, "Local Baptist Preacher Arrested for Domestic Violence," or something like that. So after this is over and I win the case, and it's turned out that I did not body slam her, I'd like everybody to contact Monroeville Journal and contact Lee Peacock and say, "Are you going to write a nice article about them now?" He did not.
Oh, nice one, Ken. So after the court case, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Steve, because he's saying he won that court case and she was not, in fact, body slammed. Would I be right in suggesting that the court decision didn't go in his favor in the end? I'm thinking it was not the massive flex he thought it was. Also, way to go to this abhorrent excuse of a human being. Name and shame a reporter for doing their job and then encourage your audience of God-fearing, good Christian people to harass them at their place of work. Top job. Outstanding. Love it. He lost and went to jail. Yeah, I thought as much. Got another 30 days in jail for that one. Yeah, that's not what we'd call a win, is it? That to me sounds like the opposite of winning.
body slam his wife, and I did not. So those
Yeah,
are
you
the
did.
events of what happened 3 years ago today.
No,
I
they're
am
not.
focusing on the ministry mostly. She focuses completely on Bash Kent Hovind.
Yep.
She's determined, I think, and others think, to taint the whole jury pool. So when they call...
I think she's entitled to, like, verbally bash Kent Hovind after you physically bash your, at the time, wife.
For a jury, all the community already is turned against me. And boy, is she doing a good job at that. I stop people's...
Victim, 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 victim. That's the victim song. I just wrote it for this cunt.
Houses, hey, I'm Kent Hovind. I know who you are. Get off my property. I don't know who you are. Why? I'm already judged. There's a lot of gossip going around. Have you seen that, Joseph? Yeah. It's from Cindy, mostly, doing this, trying to, I think, taint the jury pool ahead of time. So if you have any questions, call me. I've got nothing to hide. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. I'll answer any questions I've got. There was never a body slam. It was her screaming and yelling. You can watch the video yourself. Why did she wait 9 months to even file a complaint? Well, she's looking for money. All right. Well,
Why did she wait 9 months? Because you've got a dude living down the way with a gun. And you just body slammed her. She's stuck in the house with you. And you're a narcissistic, controlling, completely immoral piece of shit. With a massive inferiority complex, it seems. So, yeah, that's probably why.
one more interesting bit of information here. Cindy had been going to the chiropractor for a long time. 1 week after this supposed body slam, she had a car accident. And then she sent us a bill for $2,500 for all of her chiropractor bills. A, it was a pre-existing condition. B, I did not body slam her. She jumped for my phone and fell down. Okay, I was protecting my property is all I was doing.
Go down? That's not what you said before. You said you pushed her into the thing. Here. This thing. You said you pushed her over there. From here, from over here, over to there, and then she wound up down here somewhere on the ground screaming. That's what you said, not that she fell down. You shoved her. And Steve's Creep Van makes a very, very good point in the chat. Waiting 9 months after the fact generally really diminishes your chances of winning such a court case. But Cindy won. He didn't win. Cindy won. So, yeah. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. Joe Black says Kent Hovind needs a container. Not sure why they let him out of the one they gave him. Yeah, it does seem silly. He absolutely should have served a full 12 months for what he did. Kent and Nathan Oakley should live together in a concrete cell. They absolutely should. And he should have to sit there and just listen to Oakley berate him for hours and hours and hours on end. Oakley could still host his show, Flat Earth Debate. And he could just scream at Kent Hovind. They deserve each other, I agree.
And then she wants to give us the bill for the whole thing. This is all about money. One of the guys that used to work here named Stephen Bolin, B-O-W-L-I-N, helped Cindy edit all the videos that she made lots of videos about me. And he was on her side helping her edit all these videos. Finally, he listened to everything. He watched everything. He called me. He said, Kent, this woman's crazy. You didn't do anything wrong. I said, well...
Bitches be crazy. That's your takeaway here, people. Remember, all of you. Bitches be crazy. Kent Hovind. You're welcome.
A lot of people think she's bipolar. She'll get mad when you say that, but I definitely think she's bipolar. Flip a switch.
You qualified to make a diagnosis there, eh, Kent? You're just throwing shit out there. Now he's tainting jury pools. Now, who's just telling lies? That is a very, very big call. And I'm thinking total bullshit.
Anyway, so you can contact Steve Bolin, the Proverbs guy. He's now moved to Georgia, but he was living here for a long time. And he switched when he heard all the truth, he switched right back over to our side, said, I'll help you, Brother Hovind. Contact the Proverbs guy, Stephen Bolin, and see what he says about all this, because he was working with her side by side, editing these videos to make anti-Kent Hovind videos. So she's got chiropractor bills from her own car accident and from her own problems before. I had promised her I'd give her, our ministry would give her $1,300 a month as long as she was my wife, and we did. We even did for 5 months after she left. Kept paying her, but she's gone. The Bible says if the unbelieving depart, you're not in bondage. So that's when I prayed. I said, Lord, she left. What do I do? I said, Lord, I'm not going to go fishing, not going to go dating around. I want you to have a fish jump in the boat.
I said, Lord, what do I do? And God said, what you should do, Kent, is you should smack that bitch, throw her to the floor, and then send your friend around there with a gun to make her come back. Turns out he wasn't actually speaking to the Lord. He was speaking to a hobo that lives inside the anus of the Triceratops at Dinosaur Adventureland. Yeah. That's just my take.
Whichever one you want. And I don't know what it was, 8 or 10 months later, Sandra jumped in the boat. Boy, has it been great for 2 years and 2 months and 3 days. But who's counting? All right, see you, bye.
Why are you counting the time that you've been with him, Kent? Trying to set a record? Or are you just... Do you actually set a timer for when you unmask yourself and show the new chick the side of you that Cindy got to see? I'm thinking that's more likely.
I'm going to make this quick. You said you wanted to get away from her, then chose the only path in your home that resulted in you getting closer to her. You got past her, leaving nothing between you and the door that you said you wanted to exit. Despite this, you stop, face her, and push her out of what you claim was self-defense and to protect your property. There's nothing between you and that door, Kent. You are in no danger at all. Like a HIPAA all-star, you dox her mental condition. And not unlike a lunatic that can't keep track of reality for more than 5 minutes, you then give 2 different accounts of what happened.
She jumped for my phone and fell down. Okay, I was protecting my property is all I was doing. I simply stepped, pushed her to the side. She hit this shelf right here.
You're full of shit, Dr. Dino, and I can see your gross-ass toe through your shoe. Get yourself together.
The moral grandstanding at the end there. So tax cheats, wife beaters, and people that let convicted child molesters share a cabin with 11-year-old boys at their park don't get to morally grandstand.
I knew he'd do that, Don. He can't do anything else.
Why would he have to do anything else? That is going to do it for this one. As a thanks to all of you people for ignoring your survival instincts and getting in my van, I will be using real human artists whenever possible moving forward. Considering humans are what this community is mostly made of, I plan to keep them heavily involved. I want to thank Gloom Inc. on Fiverr for the new van. He absolutely crushed my expectations. Kudos to Planet Peterson for holding up a mirror to Kent before starting their debate. His channel is linked in the description below. And now, get the hell out of my van.
All right, bossy bum. Jeez Louise. Rah, T-Rex, rah. I mean, Leviathan, rah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the work of Steve's Creepy Van. Round of applause for Steve's Creepy Van. Out fucking standing. It's not overcut. It's not overhyped. When it's time to just stand there and let the piece of shit human incriminate himself, he just lets it flow. Sits back and lets it happen. It is genius. It's a slow burn, which is nice. If you don't, if you're unable to watch it while you're just wandering the house cleaning or kicking rodents or whatever it is you people do in your spare time, you can just pop headphones on and listen to it, and you're not really missing anything. So well made. Yes, some of the content can be a little bit confronting and upsetting, especially when dealing with someone as awful as Kent Hovind. But regardless of that, this content is first rate. We're going to hit refresh on this. We're still at 979 subscribers. I'm trying really hard to get you over the live, Steve, and I think we're going to make it. But we made a dent, and who knows what's going to happen on replay. We will continue to push. It was a great video, and I'm very, very happy to steal it. Oh, no, it's Andy. Leechy, leechy, leechy. That is what I do ski. But yeah, fucking tastic. Again, people up the top of the chat, you got your link to CT's fundraiser, which you're more than welcome to contribute to. No pressure at all. I am going to pressure you relentlessly to head up to the link at the top of the live chat. If you're not watching live, you can go down into the description of this live stream and you will find the same links there. Link to Steve's Creepy Van. All you got to do, click on that. It'll take you straight through to Steve Creepy Van's YouTube channel, and it'll automatically prompt you to confirm your subscription. You're welcome. I've taken all that hard work of an extra click or tap on the screen out of the equation for you, because that's just the kind of nice guy I am. We've got about 15 minutes to go before I wrap it up here, kids. Let's just check in on old mate CT and how he's going. He's going great. Love his work. It's marvelous. Nothing's changed there, which is fine. And I suspect nothing's changed for Roger when I have a look. We were at 10:46, and right now we're at 10:46, at about a tenth of what the goal should be. Just fucking hilarious. Somebody clip that section and send it to Roger Ledwell and let him know he can't do maths proper, because he can't. I'm getting hungry. Oh. Once again, Steve's Creepy Van, the artist formerly known as Steve from Wernhaven. Kudos to you, sir. I love watching your content. It is excellent. Thank you for letting me share it with all the people here in the Debunkermatorium. Much obliged. It's a very cool thing to let that slide and rock and roll. And I will continue to be a whore for your work. And people, that particular video actually does not have enough views. Not even close. I think it's important that people see that. 359, not enough. Not enough at all. It's not going to post this properly, is it? Or is it? Can you? Did it work? It did. Oh my God. My input director is actually working right. Share this video. Boom. There we go. Everybody, Monkey Cat Pat Pat's going back to sleep. He says, hopefully DP won't infiltrate my dreams like he always does. Hey, look, you're good for about 15 minutes, and then I'm getting my Freddy Krueger on. So you've been warned. You need to get into a really deep sleep quickly. But if you dream, it's fair game, Monkey. You know the rules. Hey, don't hate the player. Hate the game. Bam. I don't even know what that means. Good night, Monkey. Have a good sleep. Thanks for hanging out earlier today. By the way, people, if you're ever just hanging out, you got nothing to do, and you're bored as shit, which happens to all of us at different times, or, you know, if you just want to have a chat about random stuff, maybe watch a few very, very derpy streams from Floodies or conspiratorial-minded freaks or whatever else, quite regularly. And a bunch of you in the Zoo crew know this. I've been doing it a bit more lately. It's becoming a bit of a regular thing for me. But folks within the community, like Icy Spin, like CK, like Calder Vassold, like Monkey Cat Pat Pat, who's going to bed to cuddle his teddy bear. Lindsay Bow has been knocking around the place from time to time. Copium Emporium tries to pop by. Jack Feder, of course, swings in. Occasionally you'll see Unfornicated, Drunk to Bunk Show, Mike, and myself. We jump into the voice chat on the Drunk to Bunk Show's Discord channel. I'm pretty sure Dan's got a voice chat on his channel as well. I've got one over at the Debunkertorium that I don't think we've ever used. But Tori as well, of course, sorry. Apologies, Tori's always there. Well, not always there, but often there. All of you, more than welcome to jump in and have a chat. You can hang out with me or old mate DP, Unfornicated, Drunk to Bunk Show, a bunch of other people from the community. it is good times. The level of derp can get a bit much at times. I think we all hit our derp threshold earlier today, in fact, because, oh my God, it was crazy. Might want to check the audio at least before the next stream. No, I think what it was, Andy, is on the audio source for my capture card, I had enable hardware decoding selected, which is a bad idea because my capture card is cheap and nasty and cannot handle that at all. So once I turned that off, that was the point where you folks had said like, oh, audio is much better. So I think that sorts it. It also eliminated a 2 or 3 second delay from the audio on mic. So yeah, I might jump out and get one. I may stream again before Friday, ladies and gentlemen. But by Friday evening, I'm going out on a date with my lady, so I won't be streaming then. I'll be out of commission Saturday because I'll be up the hill helping to paint the walls of my lady's brand new house, which is coming along at great guns, and it's awesome. And then on Sunday, we have already scheduled a stream for Sunday. Believe it or not, I'm actually semi-organized. Let's just jump across and you can see this is episode 2 of Hey Hey It's Sunday is scheduled already. Look at it. Look at it. There's a superhero me playing on a skill tester trying to win a globe. Awesome stuff. You saw those pictures the other night. It is scheduled for 3 p.m. That may have to get pushed back because I promised a mate of mine I'd go around and help him disassemble a bunk bed. He's worried about like undoing bolts and stuff and having it fall on his melon. So I'll be heading around there to give them a hand, and that will possibly happen on my way back from my lady's place. So I'm hoping that'll be around lunchtime, leaving me plenty of time to get back home to stream. If that's looking like it's not the case, I will endeavor to reschedule the stream nice and early. In fact, I might just push it back to about 5 p.m. my time. Most of you will be in bed by then over in the UK, over in the States. In the UK, you might be conscious, but it's probably a little bit early for you lot on a weekend. I don't care. Time suits me. So that's what I'm going with. But that's the plan. Just wanted to give you a heads up. But that'll be the second episode of Hey Hey It's Sunday, which is going to be a regular fixture here on the channel. And I still haven't been sued by the channel known as Channel 9 here in Australia. So that's a win. I'm sure it's only a matter of time that I get done for trademark infringement. But until then, we are going to beat the shit out of that dead horse. Bet your ass we will. Don't forget about Steve's creepy van. I'm going to check again. Somebody else better sub. Still $2.79. What the fuck, people? But not for nothing. Steve, why don't you... Yeah, Steve, you get a wrench. We're going to add you as a moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, big, fat, chunky, throbbing, veiny round of applause for Steve's creepy van. I dub the Steve's creepy van with a wrench. With a wrench. We're not worthy. 979 subscribers, by the way, from 14 videos. Just 14. Just 14. That is some impressive shit. It's outstanding. Deserves all the subs. So when I next stream, which may not be tomorrow night, it may be Thursday, and I will take it under advisement. I know it's Andy. I'll go out and get a brand new USB-C cable for the mic. We'll see if that makes a difference. Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate it. So it'll probably be Thursday. And then on Thursday, when I stream, yeah, part of that will be throwing some cash to Roger Ledwell, which is going to be funny because I get to leave a comment. And that comment's going to involve some mathematics. Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. I am going to wrap it up. We're going to go out with a tune. I've just got to pick one. I've redone my Stream Deck, by the way. It's much easier to use now. It turns out I can have way more panels available. I don't know if you lot can see this, but this is what I'm using to drive the stream. There you go. Look at all those buttons. Look at them all. Look at them all. And I've got like customized little icons. You can see Ratsoid there, Sovhorn, Leghorn. You got CCs down the bottom, all the bits that I can use to trigger stuff. I'm still figuring it all out, but I've got them all on one page now. Heaps better. It's heaps better. Yeah, Steve's been number one the whole time, Megan, because he was here before I was in the chat. Steve's been very excited about this stream, as he should be. It's absolutely my pleasure, Steve. I want more people sub to you, and I'm desperate to see what you pump out next. And at some point, sir, we may just need to put our heads together to come up with a video we can do a collabby labby ding dong on. How would we do that? No fucking clue. We've got very different styles. But that could be really fun. So keep that in your back pocket, because I would love to do that. Tori has specifically asked not to have a wrench. So I am obeying those wishes. And I did see Charles Arnold earlier on too, who was in here with Charles Arnold's newfound wrench, which is very cool. I was very happy to do that last stream. If you missed that, go back and watch replay. So before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need a Critical Think theme tune, just a little jingle to check on the fundraiser. We're not checking on it. Again, no pressure on anyone to drop cash on it during this stream, but just as a reminder, the link is up in the chat. The QR code is going to be available in this and future streams until that 60 grand goal. And there's a long way to go until that goal is met. I'm pretty sure as a community over time, we can get CT there. And I would love to do it. Fundraiser is available. If you are able to make a contribution to it and you feel comfortable doing so, by all means, please do. I know CT would greatly appreciate it and love you forever. If you are unable to contribute financially, that is absolutely fine. There is no pressure to do so. Just know that by being here in the Debunkatorium, hanging out with me during live streams and having a laugh and checking out the derp and watching me make a dick of myself, or going back and looking at all the videos that I posted on the channel. You've got the King Nico saga. You've got disassembling of Dearth going on over there. You've got the all-time classic, Wits at the Platypus. You've got sending flat earthers to the moon, me disassembling my telescope to show King Nico that it's probably not actually receiving images beamed from fucking NASA. Max has popped up in some stuff. We've got all the Simon Goldberg bullshit, Fraud Almighty, which is criminally underviewed. Every single view of all of that stuff is going to help CT and the fundraiser. It's going to also help tell YouTube to get off their ass and push all that stuff out, which will get more eyes on it, which is only going to help Critical Think more. So you see how that works. It's like the circle of derp is what's going on there, and I'm all for it. So once again, Critical Think's GoFundMe is right up there. The QR code, you can scan that with your phone and chip in, or just check it out. It's absolutely not a problem whatsoever. Don't forget to subscribe to Conspiracy Music Studio and Unfornicated, my brother in Derp Vengeance. He could do with some numbers too. There'll be an Unfornicated focus stream coming up in the future. Last couple of things I want to talk about, because I'm about to go over the time limit that I fucking set myself. It's in the very, very early stages, and I have not reached out to any creators other than Unfornicated and the Drunk Debunk Show at this point in time. But in the next month to 2 months, we'll be hosting an event here in the Debunkatorium. I don't have a name for it. It is going to be part of the fundraising efforts for Critical Think. It'll be a thinkathon or a criticalathon or a stream relay. I'm thinking it'll be a stream relay. Okay, so it'll start right here with your old mate DP, and we'll do some fun stuff and fart around like we always do. Then at some point, I'm going to need a breather because you lot are too much for one man to handle. So we'll hand off or redirect to possibly another channel at that point. And then they'll babysit you for a little bit and you'll hang out with them and do stuff with them. And then when they need a breather, you'll go somewhere else. Basically, I'll do the biggest amount of shifts and the longest shifts. And then when I need to sleep or eat or poop or whatever, someone else can take the reins and fill in. And I want to do that for a whole weekend. A whole weekend. So starting from like Friday afternoon, Friday night-ish, all the way through to like Sunday, my time, maybe even the wee small hours of Monday morning. I might book some annual leave to factor that in. It's basically that whole weekend, nothing but content running the whole time, bouncing around from place to place. You might encounter some creators you haven't created before. You might see a lot of familiar faces as well, but I think it could be awesome and could really help CT out. So that is idea one. Idea two is something very different that I really, really don't want to spoil or give away. But if you've ever seen the guys from Critical Role, that's all I'm going to say. So in the next couple of weeks, once I've reached out to some of the other creators I want to get involved, that I probably can't do this without. I like that, the Critical Streamathon. Nice one, Joe Black. You will get trademark power of veto over that. I'm going to refer to it as that for now. It may change. The Critical Streamathon. There will be some form of like online form that'll go up. So for people who are interested in helping out with that, or just the Critical Think fundraising efforts in general, if you're a content creator, if you're an artist, if you like editing, if you like writing, if you're really good with like graphic design for promotional stuff, blah, 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 blah. There'll be a form where you can register your interest. Let me know what you want to help out with and what your availability is like, and we can get everybody involved and sort of channel jobs and tasks and things like that into everybody's preferred wheelhouse. This is going to take a lot of work to get off the ground, get organized and get happening, which is why it's not going to be in the next couple of weeks. It's going to take a while and a big concerted effort, coupled with the fact that I'm relying on all of these wonderful, amazing, talented and awesome folks to just donate their time to help out, because I'm not paying anybody to do it. Purely volunteer basis. Some people may not be able to, the timing may not work. Some people may have other commitments that take precedence, like jobs and things like that. Absolutely fine. So I just encourage everybody, anybody who's not involved, don't read anything into that. It's just that people have lives and shit to do, and it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's totally fine. But trust me, I'm reaching out to fucking everybody that I can think of to get involved, because CT is very loved amongst this community, even by people who've never encountered his shit. And if you haven't encountered CT's content, once again, get your ass over here to @CriticalThink on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. I've already done it. You should do it too. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled and check out all of his content, because it's great. Oh, thanks, Rach, but I appreciate it. You're very welcome. Have a word with Craig FTFE about Marathon Stream. He's done one on his own. I know he has, and I saw what that did to Craig, and I have absolutely no interest in doing that to myself. Oh no, it's editing. It was very clear when we hit 1,000 subs and people who were saying, when are you doing the membership drive? My response was and is Never. Never, ever. Not interested in letting you lot dictate when I get to sleep. No. No. And I'm like, I'm not here to make money for me. This is a hobby. And the monetization side of things is a nice bonus, but I'm never going to ask you all to pay me money for any reason. I would much prefer everybody goes to CT Fundraiser to drop cash there rather than super chat here so I can make the 10%. I'd rather you take the $2, $10, $20, whatever, give it to CT. He needs it way more than I do. And it's a much, much worthier cause. I'll never begrudge anybody from expressing their support here, however they feel. And it is humbling, bro, and greatly, greatly appreciated. I do not take it for granted. But CT needs some help, and I think we can all do our bit to provide it. Absolutely still waffling, Emma. You know what I'm about. I did see what it did to Jaren as well. Dougal dog, that poor motherfucker. And I saw what it did to Mike. It took Mike like a month and a half to finish his membership drive because you're all monsters. The Zoo Crew is the best community on the planet. You're also one of the cruelest in the best way. But I'm an old man. I've done my all-nighters and days on end without sleep, and I did it without the aid of drugs back in the day. I can't do that anymore. It's just not an option. Right, I am going to shut the hell up. We are going to go out on a high with the track that is tearing up the charts as seen on the DP Debunks channel where all the cool kids hang out, and as seen on MC Tune Live recently. Thank you to MC Tune for pimping that out and liking something I made enough to play it for his much, much more rounded audience. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you will have a marvelous night or morning or evening or brunch or court date, whatever you've got going on in your neck of the woods. I hope it kicked absolute ass and that you crush it. I will send you all of my good vibes. Until next time, I shall see you next time. Be excellent to each other. You don't have to go home, kids, but you can't stay here. All right. Love you. Bye.
So, you wanna be a flat earther? Awesome! Let me tell you what you gotta do. Here we go! Step one, throw your brain away. Forget everything they taught you in school today. Gravity's a lie, just like space. Now tilt your head and ignore what you face. Deny the pictures, deny the facts. Call it CGI and twist the cracks. Pretend the meme is evidence and never, ever use common sense. Oh, so you wanna be a flat earther? Welcome to the cult, now your brain's gonna hurt. Throw out science, forget the math. Just follow the grift down the YouTube path. Step two, buy a level and a laser beam. Make a test, but don't check the screen. If it proves the curve, just throw it away. Blame refraction, gaslight, and say NASA's faking. Wake up, sheep. Water's flat, the curve ain't deep. Antarctica's a big ice wall. Trust me, bro, I know it all. Oh, so you wanna be a flat earther? Welcome to the cult, now your brain's gonna hurt. Reject the globe, embrace the lies, and never look up at the skies. Step three, learn to dodge and weave. When facts show up, just make them leave. Say perspective when things get rough. And if that fails, just make stuff up. The sun's small and local, I swear it's true. The moon's a light, not a rock to you. NASA steals $1 trillion. Science is fake, trust you too much.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
NASA twit
I am a complete hypocrite and I have zero integrity and no honor.
I'm a stupid flat earther, right? And I'm just a loser.
Alright, now listen up. If If the earth was spinning, we'd all be flung. Airplanes would have to dive to stay up, son. Ships disappear, that's just a trick. And satellites, man, get off NASA's script. Oh, so you wanna be a flat earther? Welcome to the ride, it just gets worse. Say goodbye to your family and friends. This rabbit hole never ends. Oh, so you wanna be a flat earther? Welcome to the cult, now your brain's gonna hurt. Reject the globe, embrace the lies, and never look up at the skies.
Congratulations, you're a goddamn flatty now.